The grilled bagel breakfast sandwich is back as part of Tim's 2 for $4 breakfast deal. Get yours at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop.
Welcome to the High Top Resort.
Hey, I'm not done. You need to know this offer is good with any of our delicious classic bagel varieties like everything, 12 grain, or even pretzel. Plus, you can have your choice of sausage or bacon. Okay, now we're done. Tim's 2 for $4 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants. Offer available on breakfast sandwiches for a limited time. Plus applicable taxes. Single sandwich at regular price.
Blog Talk Radio. Thank you for tuning in to Awakening to Natural Health. Today is Sunday, May the 24th. I am your host, Patina Love. You can listen to all of our archive Blog Talk shows at blogtalkradio.com/awakening wellness. And today's show is on the power of gratitude. Have you ever thought about the real power of gratitude? Having gratitude for the smallest of things to the largest of things, and keeping it active in your vibration can help you in every area of your life. Hillis Pugh, author, inspirational writer, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, will share his perspective on what gratitude is and how anyone can own this vibration and transform their life experience. Hillis's website is Hillis Pugh, HILLISPUGH.com. He can also be followed on Facebook under Hillis Pugh, and he also has a page there. Hillis, thank you once again for being a guest on the show again today. How are you?
I am wonderful. It's a great day in the city, and just taking time for me and time for being on your show today. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome, and that is so important to have me time and to take that time and nurture and take care of ourselves, isn't it?
It is. I mean, that's the most important thing that anyone can really do is to take care of themselves.
Yes, absolutely. So we're on the subject of gratitude, and your book is so inspirational. Thank you, Thursdays. And I know that you're a writer and you have a few projects that you're working on. I was just wondering if you wanted to share with our audience about your book and where they can find it at.
Well, your audience can find my book on my website, HillisPugh.com, which will take them directly to Amazon to where they can purchase the e-copy or the hardcover or the paperback. And I suggest the paperback because it's like one of those things once you have it in your hands, it's tangible, you can read it, and you can actually really feel it. To me, there's a difference between the e-book and the paperback where people can actually really feel and just understand better and turn the pages and even go back and reread it and highlight certain passages of the book. But the book, Thank You Thursday, comes from my personal experience and having a greater appreciation for gratitude because of my personal story, because of what I have endured to get to a place to appreciate every single moment, no matter how big or how small, because those are the moments that allow us to create more of what we desire in our lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what is gratitude? What does that mean to you?
Gratitude for me is taking small moments every day and to pause in those moments and appreciate what I have, whether if it's a walk through the park and just appreciating the time that I have to go on a walk, or if it's me having time to appreciate brushing my teeth in the morning when I wake up. It's those little things that we do on automatic pilot that mean the most to me because we really don't think about them because we just do them. I mean, because it's reaction. It's mechanical. It's something that we've learned to do on a continual basis, and now we just do it.
Right. Absolutely. And, like you were saying, like I mentioned before, being grateful for the tiniest of things can really have an impact on our lives. How the flow of the day can even go, because there's some people who can't brush their teeth, right? So
exactly.
if we're grateful for brushing our teeth, if we're grateful for when we open our eyes and we look out the window, the sun is there, those little things are so powerful. To be grateful for those, sending that gratitude vibration out can make a huge difference on the start of our day. And
exactly.
it can really have a ripple effect on how our day can go. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Just as I was telling you before we went on air, I wasn't in my best of moods when I got up today. I felt there was something missing in my day. And I typically didn't want to go out and go have brunch, but something was just kept nagging at me and telling me to go. So just go out, go eat, have a good time. I'm like, okay, fine. So I sit down at this table, and next to me is this couple who's recently engaged, and they were talking about, so what's the difference between a ho-ho and a yodel? And I'm hearing their conversation, and it reminds me of this place I go to here in New York that has the best yodels ever. And I got to talking to them and, telling them about me, about my book, and who they were. So it was just like a nice exchange of two complete strangers. And when I got done talking to them, it made my day so much better. I'm like, that's what was missing.
Wow. Someone to exchange and interact with and lift each other's spirits. Wow.
Yes.
That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Awesome. So while we're on the subject of your book, can you tell us some of the topics of your book, some of the things that you have in it?
Well, definitely one of my favorite topics of the book is persistence of inspiration. And what that entry is about is where we hear a nagging voice that consistently guides us into acting on the voice or acting on and taking action on what it is that we need to do, whether if it's us, contacting a loved one, or us making a doctor's appointment, or us finally getting that book started. It's those little things that we tend not to pay attention to because, we just are either too busy in our head, not living our life, but living someone else's life. And that's what that speaks to. It allows us to take the time to listen to the voice and to take action on it and keep following through, because when you keep following through and showing appreciation for that, you open up more and more doors.
Yes, absolutely. And I understand what led you to write your book. You had some things that transpired in your life, and it led you, which were not so positive, and it led you to a place of gratitude.
Oh yes, I think we all have those moments where we have, I don't want to call it suffrage, but something that happens to us that just kind of breaks us and kind of is our last straw. And for me, it was back in 2008. I was, had a successful business. I had my own graphic design and marketing business, and majority of my clients were small business owners. And for them, had a great, client base, and everything was just running smoothly until 2008, to where the recession hit. It's like, oh no, my clients got to a point where they couldn't be able to pay me. I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? What's going on? I got, it's like all these things were running through my head: rent and this bill and that bill, so I can't really pay my bills. And then, my relationship wasn't doing that great. So it's like my relationship issues. I'm like, it's like all happening at one time. What am I going to do? Just like pulling my hair out. And fortunately, I had, loving family and friends there to support me every step of the way while I figured this out. And it took a whole entire year for me to actually figure it out, get on my feet, and get going again. It's like I had to reboot my life, basically. And with that reboot came on Thanksgiving. And hence the title of the book, Thursday. and the day prior, typically spend 2 days with my family, the day before and the day of Thanksgiving. And it wasn't until I woke up the Thanksgiving of 2008, I woke up with a great fondness, a great love for gratitude of my friends and family. And from there, I sent out an email to them thanking every single last one of them for their love and support. From that stemmed the blog I started called Thank You Thursday to share and express my gratitude of every day, because I know that there was always something to be grateful for. There's always something to appreciate in our lives. I mean, no matter how big or how small.
That is awesome. And, that makes us feel so great, so wonderful, and it makes us feel so warm and fuzzy on the inside. Just sending out those emails and thanking your family. And not only did that make you feel good, but it made them feel good. And that is just, that's powerful.
Yes, because I know we are not in this alone. We are all together.
Right. And it's amazing how when you're grateful for, when you find something to be grateful for, it's like a snowball effect. You'll find more and more and more and more and more and more things to be so grateful for. And I'm sure you probably didn't have an idea that you would start writing blogs, and then from there write your book. And because I'm an author too, and it's like I had no idea I would ever be an author. But it's like when you put your energy and your time and your focus on a given subject, it's like the universe just brings you more and more like things, and before you know it, you built this collection of manuscripts and and poems and affirmations, and it's just like wow. Because even I look back and I'm just like wow, where did that come from?
Exactly, and I think most authors and anyone with a lot of creative energy feels the same. They start something not knowing what the result is going to be. They just do it because it feels right. It feels good.
Yes, absolutely. And if it feels good, that means we're on the right track.
Exactly.
So, yeah, absolutely. So I was talking earlier in the introduction how gratitude is a vibration. It's something that when you're you have this momentum going, and it's like you're in this momentum. How do you own the vibration of gratitude? What is your source? What is your source of inspiration?
Well, that's a really good question. To own the vibration of gratitude. I love that.
Right.
You would own the vibration of gratitude like you would own a pair of shoes, if that makes sense. It's how you feel with any vibration that you create. You have to feel it. It becomes tangible to you. It becomes like wearing a coat. It becomes like wearing an old pair of shoes that you become comfortable with anything that you wish to create or and desire to create, it first comes in waves, and you feel a little bit here, feel a little bit there, and before you know it, it's like you're reaching for it without even having to put in all the effort, and then eventually it just starts flowing to you. I mean, there's no other way that I can think of in this moment to describe that vibration. It's a feeling of love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like this is one of my favorite subjects because this is a vibration that I practice. And I'm always saying thankful for the smallest of things. When people open the door, and for people sharing their energy with me, for gifts that I receive. I mean, everything is like, if you're in the presence of someone and you appreciate them, I mean, that's like a gift. And it's really something to be really, really, really grateful for. Is for someone to share their good, positive energy with you. So it's like I'm always doing that. I'm always saying, thank you for your energy. I thank people for their time. Thank you for opening the door. Thank you for being thoughtful. Those things can go a long way because it's contagious. It's contagious.
It is definitely contagious. It's one of the quotes that I'm not sure if Oprah said it first and then she repeated it from someone else, but this is one of the things that I remember is always be responsible for the energy that you bring to me. Especially when you are in someone else's space. You have to respect the space that they're in. And when you are in that space, sometimes it's just magical. And it's a two-way street. Your vibration will either rise to match theirs, or it may drop to meet them in the middle. You never really truly know where the vibration is going to go. And it's like an elevator. You can either rise to match it, or you can stay where you are, or the other person will bring theirs down to match you and help bring you up. I mean, it's a lot of interaction with how the vibration of appreciation, of gratitude and love just goes on and continues to grow with everyone that you interact with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So gratitude, do you see a global shift as a writer in esoteric writing?
I can say yes, definitely, because more and more people are becoming aware of themselves, and they are learning from other people who they watch, who they observe, who they pay attention to, and that are creating better lives for themselves. And they want to know, how are you doing that? And with other people being an example and leading the way, other people are following in their steps to create the lives that they want now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's like, you were talking earlier how the snowball effect and how when you start writing about one thing, all these other things come in. I just started writing about affirmations. I have a wellness book out, but I'm having a number 2 wellness book come out about natural health. And then I just started my manuscript about affirmations, about love and just self-care and taking care of ourselves. It's just so exciting. It's like, it's so addictive for me. I don't know if it is for you, but it's like when you start writing about one thing that you're so passionate about, you get all these other ideas and inspirations that come to you. And this is just an amazing, fun journey to be able to express ourselves through writing.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's to me, and I'm sure every other artist out there, no matter what genre, no matter what form it takes on, it is one of the most liberating aspects because it's a form of divine communication. Whether if it's through words, whether if it's through song, whether it's through painting. To me, any form of artistry is a form of divine communication.
Absolutely. And this is also therapy. You know,
Yes.
you never you were going through a dark time in your life, and this was a way that you relieved that, and you found gratitude. You found a way to give back to your friends and your family who were there for you. So this is healing. So if anybody's going through anything, you know, this could be an avenue. This could be a way for them to express themselves, put it on paper, and, you know, be a blessing to themselves as well as other people.
Exactly. I mean, it is definitely healing as well as learning, because with this writing, for me, writing about gratitude and pausing in my moments through the day and having appreciation for what's going on, for what I see, for what's happening, yes, I am learning more about how to express gratitude, but at the same time, I'm helping others and guiding them on the way to that, and allowing themselves to be free from the limitations they have set forth, and make time in their busy days. Because I mean, everybody can do it. I mean, if you're sitting down at your computer, or if you're on the phone, or if my best place is in the shower to express gratitude. That's when you're like total silence. Nobody can actually bug you unless you have kids, so they may like budge in the bathroom, it's like, hey, but you make those moments that you need for yourself, and it's like, you know, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for this. And yes, people have gratitude journals, but I'll be honest, I didn't start with a gratitude journal. I started with my meditation practice and expressing my gratitude. I mean, and that would sound kind of weird since I'm a writer, and you would think I would keep a journal, but you know that the feeling of gratitude comes more from within, and having it to keep a laundry list of the things you're gratitude for it's not necessary, because it's a feeling, and it's knowing what it is that's closest to you.
Right, absolutely. So what would you say is the opposite of gratitude, being grateful?
Someone who is expressing the lack of gratitude, someone who expresses their dislike for anything, and I say to that person is that they are experiencing contrast in their life.
Right.
To find what they want to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
And because I can feel and understand that there are a lot of people, may not even be listening or may listen to this later, that says to themselves that I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. And some people say it's a form of complaining. I say it's a way of finding what you want and finding what you desire the most out of life, because you can only know what you want by knowing what you don't want.
Oh, that's true. You have to have that awareness. Absolutely. For sure. So for gratitude to take hold, we need to start being grateful right now. Just find the smallest of things to be able to do that. What do you say to people who say that, you know, they want things to get better, no matter, you know, they may be going through something right now, who are at the point where they just want to give up? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, don't give up.
Right.
And to stop in that moment and be grateful for all that you have experienced, because it allows you to create even greater desires, more than you can ever dream for. And yes, I know we all have a list, and we all think, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now.
Right.
But think in terms of vibration. Think in terms of of light and how everything creates and everything has a period in which it creates in. It has to develop, it has to grow, and it has to become ripe for you to pick it, and it has to become ripe in order for you to truly appreciate it and to truly understand it.
Absolutely.
So, yes,
So,
don't give
many
up.
people are looking. Yeah, don't give up, whatever you do. So, a lot of people are looking for that fulfillment and looking for happiness. And, would you just say to them, start out with gratitude? Just, go back to that one little thing, that little tiny thing that you can find gratitude in. Would you say that would be the first thing to do if they're looking for happiness and they're in a spiral, whatever they may be going through in their lives? Would you agree that, in order to be truly happy, we have to have gratitude?
Yes, gratitude is definitely a starting point for anyone. And even in your adult life, if you can't find something in your adult life, you can even go back to your childhood and find moments that you can appreciate. And with those moments that you appreciate as a child, it will start to stream into your adult life and find the things that you are grateful for now. It's like, oh yeah, that time when I went out with my friend Jimmy and Jane, and we had a good time at dinner, and we just laughed, and everything was just carefree. I was at peace. I was happy. I was laughing, and you start to connect the dots to everything else that's happening in your life, to where gratitude just seeps on in. It's like, I get it now.
Right. And one thing that I do is I have a little nephew. He's 7, and I'm so grateful for him. He's like my heart. And what I do is I carry a little picture of him around with me in a pocketbook, and it's a pocket-sized book. And I pull that book out at least once a day, and I look at his picture. And he's so happy on that picture, and it just automatically makes me feel good and to send out gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful for this little guy. He just brightens my day, and that's something that we all could do. That's something. That's another idea.
Yes, even if you need something tangible, just have it with you.
So gratitude is an awesome start and a way to open that door to more things that we desire. What are some of the next steps that people can take to build a life that reflects their true being?
The next steps they can take are definitely actionary, depending on the path they have chosen. Because having gratitude and expressing gratitude and feeling gratitude is one thing. Because once we are in that vibration of feeling it, then we have to take the action required to fulfill that purpose that brings us gratitude. Whether if it's, sitting down, writing a letter, sitting down and applying for that job, or even quitting your job to start the life that you want. And the step that follows is definitely one that's actionary, that's in alignment with your truest heartfelt desire. And when I say heartfelt desire, I mean deep down to your core, that makes you feel absolutely divine, and knowing that no matter what the choice is, I am supported and I am taken care of.
Absolutely. That's powerful. That is powerful. How has being grateful and doing this work, Thank You Thursdays, how has writing that book, how has owning that vibration of gratitude, how does this change your life? How does this change your vibration and your point of attraction?
I definitely don't do things on automatic pilot anymore. I mean, because just an example, there was a point before all of this, I would just get up like everybody else, go prepare for work, travel to work, go to work, do what I need to do, and come home. And yes, I was conscious of the actions and my energy and everything that I did, but the moment for me was one particular day I was at lunch, and I had a particular route I would take to get back to my building. And halfway there, I stopped and I paused. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I'm on lunch and I'm going back to work. So did I enjoy my lunch? Probably not, because I was in a rush to get back to where I had to go. And it was that moment like, man, I need to become more aware of what I'm doing and everything. And it was that moment, it's like, man, it wasn't like a regrettable moment. It was just like, one of those like, oh man type of moments. It's like, man, if I could have, if I would have been, and when you become more aware through gratitude, when you become more aware through the vibration of love and become more aware of the energy that you create, you become more aware of what your purpose is. You become more aware of what makes you happy. You become aware of doing whatever it is that you want to do. Because I have heard many stories of people leaving their jobs. I mean, and these are well-paid people to quit their job just because they weren't happy doing what they're doing anymore. They didn't feel the same energy, the same love, the same vibration. And what they did was like, I'm going to find something that makes me happy. So I say to everybody out there, find what makes you happy. And don't worry about any consequences, because there are no consequences. There's only choices.
Absolutely. And, I'm hearing that more and more in the conscious community, the higher consciousness community, how people are leaving their jobs to find happiness and to follow their purposes and their paths. Sometimes you're just at that point where you're just like, you know what, I've had enough. And I just feel this inner yearning within me that I'm supposed to be doing something else. And there's so many people who have been at that point, even including myself. So I can totally relate to that. I can totally relate to that. So about gratitude, do you have to believe in God or have a certain type of religion or belief in order to feel the power of gratitude?
The short answer to that would be no. You don't have to necessarily believe in God or any faith to have gratitude. And I say that because gratitude is a place that's within you like everything else is. As long as we become more aware of ourselves, what we are doing, what's happening around us, what we have, then the flow of gratitude will happen natural, and the awareness will be risen to levels to where you can't help but to recognize the divine source that's within you creating all of this. And in short, saying that, eventually if you don't believe in God, you probably will after you get done on your journey, because there is a force that is with you, a guide that is with you, a light that is with you, shining you through this process of becoming more aware, more awake, and showing you that this is the first step to something much, much bigger.
Absolutely. And a lot of times when we find that place of gratitude, when we start being in that vibration more, it seems like more and more things are revealed to us. And then sometimes that's when people do discover their purpose, their path. They're led to the mate they're supposed to be with, the career, the job, or the business that they're supposed to be in. They're led to these things when you can start right there with gratitude. Just being grateful for what you have right now, no matter how small you might think it is, or I don't have what I need or I want. just start being grateful for what you have right now. That can just open up the door to so many more things.
Yes, and I just want to say that one of the first affirmations that I started with, and because when I was on this journey, yes, there was a lot of lack in my life, and I didn't really understand how to attract more. So one of the things I would say to myself, I'm grateful for the money that I have in my bank account. I'm grateful for the money that I have in my wallet. You know, just those little things. And, yeah, even if it was like maybe $10 or $20 in my account, at the time, I was still grateful for it because I knew it was there and I knew more would come, and it did. And it's just how you allow yourself. And when I say allow, I also mean surrender as well, because when you allow and surrender to what you want and what you're creating, it just comes. And yes, I know it's difficult because we are in an instant gratification world now where everything's on the internet and everything happens now and everything's readily available if we just click a button and it downloads to wherever you want it to download to. That I get, that I understand. But at the same time, if we want what we desire the most to be in the state of perfection in which we created on paper, in our minds, with our energy, you have to wait for it to show up in the manner in which you created it as. And sometimes that takes time. It may take 1 year, it may take a week, it may take 10 years. But you have to understand that the work that is being done on such a vibrational level that our 10 years on this earth may seem like a year somewhere else. In the place in where, you know, in the higher realms, if you will, where it's all being created.
Right. Absolutely. Because even right now, if I look back a year ago, it's like that don't even seem like a year to me.
Exactly.
It seems like months, you know. And that's another thing, is to be aware of our time and to, you know, use it wisely and use it for the things that are most important to us and to enjoy life as much as we possibly can instead of worrying. So important. So is there anything else that you want to share, any more experiences, or anything else you'd like the audience to know about you?
Well, there are a few things I would like for your audience to know about me personally, other than me being a writer, a poet, a gratitude aficionado. I am also now a certified psychic medium, to where I help other people connect with their loved ones to help to heal their lives and to put them on the path that they desire. And to me, that's a great gift to give someone else. Is not now I'm not only healing with my words, but I'm also able to heal other people on a much deeper level, to allow for them to have closure in their lives and to open up new doors and new chapters.
Absolutely. So important. And how can you be reached? I gave out your website earlier, which is HillisPugh.com, HillisPugh.com. You can also be found on Facebook. Is there a number you'd like to share with the audience?
Actually, the number and information is on my website, so they can find all information there and how to reach me if someone would like more information about gratitude, or if someone would like to reach me for an intuitive consultation or a psychic reading. They can all reach me there. And if there's anything that's not addressed on my website, they can also email me from there as well, because I'm more than happy to help heal and to share my knowledge with everyone.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for you.
And I'm grateful for being on this show. I mean, this is so amazing, and how it's just amazing. Period. I love sharing my knowledge. I love sharing
Yes.
everything that I've experienced to help others, because when I stopped to think about it, my journey began long, long, long before this. It was back in
Yes.
high school, really, and when I started writing my poetry. And to this day, I remember that the main reason why I started writing, and even to this day, the reason why I write, is I don't want anyone to feel they are in this alone, because they're not. I'm sure there's someone else on this planet experiencing my experiences, and they just don't have anybody to talk to. And now they do.
Right.
My work is out there. My words are out there. I'm here.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's beautiful. So, would you like to share some of your favorite poetry? Some of the things that you have written.
Sure. And one of my personal favorites that I would like to share with everyone is called Strong and Silent. The will to proceed when others desire the true meaning is it really appears as it should be, or a mask to hide the passing fool. In a warrior stance, all stare in a trance as I return the glance as my eyes pierce their souls like a spear to flesh. A quiet riot made presence known with a few actions to ignite a spark to make others curious, wonder about the silent thunder. Deeply rooted in trees that leave all guessing of the strength possessed, never doubting the immeasurable or the unchallenged. Gliding through the clouds that individualism looking for the one signature to sign and made mine, revealing everything to unveil nothing, standing naked in the breeze as it pleases me, to the comfort in silence and the awe of strength. And that's strong and silent.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Do you have another?
I do. And actually, this one was in my head for about a couple of weeks now. I haven't shared it on my social media yet, but I will this week since I'm going to read it today.
Okay, awesome.
This one is called The Warrior's Road. To walk a path of honor, of hardships, of understanding, of having everything, having security and the ultimate power, knowing the gift and to reveal it, never to use, to throw down your gauntlets in satisfaction and walk away with your head high in newfound pride. And that's Warrior's Road.
Wow. Beautiful.
You know, that was one of my favorite short ones, and it just says so much about an individual who seeks the knowledge they desire and knowing that they can use it at any time. And it also speaks to those who, I guess, want to put it in modern day terms, shut down all the know-it-alls, but they allow them to speak their truth and to speak their knowledge, because those who speak in the way that they do and take actions the way that they do are only doing the best that they can with the knowledge they have. So it's not up to us to impede on their wisdom, on their knowledge. I mean, unless they ask for our help. And that's definitely one thing that I'm getting better with, is only helping when asked and not to impose myself onto another. Because I know sometimes that can be disheartening for the person who wants to help, and it can be,
Right.
you know, disheartening for the one offering help, because you come to a point like, I want to help you, I want to see you do the best that you can, and I want to see you succeed. And then, when the person gets upset because they haven't accepted your help, then you get to this place of feeling ungrateful.
Right.
and it's because we put our expectations on another person, and that's the only reason why we feel this feeling of being ungrateful. It's like, oh yeah, we put our expectations on somebody else, and they're ungrateful because of this, and they're ungrateful because of that. No, they're not ungrateful for anything. They could be upset, they could be mad, they could be angry because you place this expectation of on them, butting in their life, and they didn't even ask. So, I mean, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, what did I do?
Right. It's awareness, isn't it?
It is.
It's awareness,
it is.
Being aware, being conscious. And, the more, as each day goes on, I'm learning to be an acceptor and allower, and just allow people to be themselves. And it's so important to be tuned in to Spirit and led by Spirit, and to know when to reach out to a person so that it is receptive. Like you're saying, we have to get to a place where we don't give advice unless it's asked. When someone is reaching out for help, we'll know. And we'll know when to act and when to respond.
Exactly. And just want to share a quick little story that I think that will definitely add to what we're talking about. I have 2 dogs, 2 little chihuahuas that live with me. and they are getting up there in age. And they sit up on the couch, they go everywhere, they do this, they do that. They're dogs, they do what they do. And when it comes time for them to get off the couch, I look at them, I say, okay, I'm going to let them do their thing. If they need my help, I'll ask them. And I know people that say, he's talking to a dog. Why is he talking to a dog? But it's the vibration that they are listening to. It's the energy that they're listening to. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and look at the oldest one, and he looks at me, and I look at him, I say, do you need help? Do you want help off the couch? And he looks at me a certain way. It's like, okay, I'll get you down.
Aw, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've only known. Yeah, I mean, you just get to know them and their energy and the space that they're in. It's like, okay, I'm ready now.
Yeah, that's awesome to be in tune like that. That's a special. That's a gift. That's a gift. That's totally a gift to be tuned in.
Yes.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to show? We're at the bottom of the hour here, and just wrapping up.
I don't know. If there's one thing that I would like for your listeners to know, that the best way to get started on this gratitude journey is to simply pause in any moment, wherever you are. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be whenever. Just to pause and say thank you, because that's my personal affirmation, my personal mantra. I know it sounds crazy, but when you genuinely and heartfelt say those 2 words, and whatever it is that you're doing, the universe already knows what you're grateful for.
Yes. Because it's a feeling. It's a vibration, like you're saying. It's a vibration.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just so important to feel it, because the way we feel is more important than our words. And however, they are both important, but the way you feel trumps it.
Yes, exactly. How how you feel when you say anything is the most important, because anyone can say something and not mean it. But when you say something and put great love and energy behind what you say, the whole world, the whole entire universe hears it. They feel it in every single breath.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We could go on and on about this gratitude.
I know. I mean, there's so much. I mean, it's just endless things and endless ways to drum up this vibration in your life and just have it resonate throughout every single aspect, whether if it's you getting up and going to the shower saying, hey, I'm happy I have soap and water to wash up today, to, hey, I'm happy I have clothes that are nice I can wear to wherever I'm going. I'm happy I smell good because of this new cologne I got. I'm happy because I have fresh breath and all my teeth are healthy. I'm happy I got my hair did. You know, it's like all these little things that people usually don't think about unless it's a special occasion. And every day is a special occasion. And there are days when I look scruffy, and I don't care because I'm still happy. It's like, hey, I'm happy that I can look scruffy. You know, can't grow a full beard. I don't care. But as long as I feel good in how I feel, then I mean,
absolutely,
I'm comfortable in this right now.
Yes, it's good to be in that place where you're comfortable and being yourself and having gratitude. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you so much for being on the show again, and hopefully that you come back again in the future. And it has really been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It has really been a pleasure.
I mean, I can go on and on and on about gratitude. I mean, it's where I started my journey, and I'm sure this is where I would end, but the in-between is where the most fun is.
Yes, absolutely. This is awesome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, they have your information. You're welcome. Well, they have your information. I'm sure people will be reaching out to you. Thank you for tuning in to Awakening to Natural Wellness. Today's show, The Power of Gratitude. Namaste.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
The holidays can get a little competitive. Whose house is covered in the most decorative lights? Whose sweater is the most festive? Whose gingerbread house is eaten the fastest? Whose gift is most thoughtful? Well, there's one part of the holidays that's not a competition, and that's who brings you those gifts. Because at the United States Postal Service, we deliver more online purchases to homes than anyone else in the country. That's right, anyone, even you know who. Ho, ho, ho! The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.